Jackass may have catapulted him to fame, but from erratic tirades on social media to a bombshell allegation about his troubled marriage, Bam Margera's public downfall is no laughing matter. By the late 2000s, the future was looking bright for Bam Margera. He was set to star in Jackass 3D, and his popularity was soaring, but Margera's public downfall soon began. In 2009, he was hospitalized in a suspected overdose. However, he later claimed to TMZ that it was severe dehydration caused by a 4-day drinking binge that led to his hospitalization. Bam also added that the binge was the result of marital woes between himself and then-wife Missy Rothstein. That year, he entered rehab for the first time. In an episode of Radio Bam, the skateboarder detailed his first stint in a treatment facility, recalling the moment Rothstein and his friends hosted an intervention. However, he insisted that he did not have a drinking problem and could function in spite of his substance abuse. Although he was supposed to go to rehab for a month, he ended up leaving the clinic after just 4 days. Nevertheless, he acknowledged that he needed help to stop drinking.
The fact of stopping drinking cold turkey scares me to death because I just don't see that happening.
There have been several casualties as a result of Jackass, namely the severe injuries and concussions suffered by cast members. But some of the biggest Jackass tragedies have occurred away from the screen. In 2011, the cast suffered a devastating blow when Ryan Dunn died in a car crash at the age of 34. This left Bam Margera heartbroken, as he and Dunn had been best friends for years. During an interview with Fox 29 following the tragedy, Margera was visibly distraught and crying.
It was the worst phone call I've ever got in my life.
As a result, Margera's issues with drugs and alcohol worsened after a period of recovery. He revealed during an appearance on Family Therapy with Dr. Jen, "It just seems like everything at one point came crashing down. That's when it wasn't even drinking for the fun or for the social part of it. It was just drinking because of total depression, kinda." In 2015, Bam Margera entered rehab for the second time. However, just like his first stint, he reportedly did not complete the program. His mom, April, ultimately sought help for her son, so the pair appeared on Family Therapy with Dr. Jen.
Bam, you're out of control.
On the show, April admitted that childhood trauma may have contributed to her son's problems with drugs and alcohol. She recalled how Bam's father would play a cruel prank on his son, telling Dr. Jen, "Incinerator Road was this scary, spooky road, so he'd take the kids and he'd put his arm out the window and bump on the roof, saying it was dead people falling on the roof, and it really affected him." She later vowed that she would not allow her son to die young, declaring, "That's why I am here. I don't want that to happen." Bam's time on the show proved successful. In 2016, he revealed that he had been sober for 3 months thanks to Dr. Jen. By January 2018, Bam Margera's health was on the decline again. After a period of sobriety, he was arrested for a DUI and sentenced to 3 years probation. As a result, his mom told Page Six that he had entered rehab for the 3rd time. She also urged folks not to judge her son for his personal turmoil. Sadly, the stint in rehab would prove unsuccessful, and shortly thereafter, Margera began exhibiting disturbing behavior in public. Prior to a comedy show in March 2019, he was filmed yelling at his manager in an expletive-laden rant. Margera was apparently upset that the venue was empty and proceeded to verbally lambaste his manager. The show was canceled following the incident. He suffered another blow to his dwindling public favorability when he was escorted off a flight in August of 2019. The star began insulting airline staff after being told he was too inebriated to fly. Shortly after, he appeared on Dr. Phil and discussed the outburst.
The last person I left is Dr. Phil, or else I give up.
On the show, Bam acknowledged that his actions were unreasonable. However, he failed to take accountability and insisted that he didn't have a problem with alcohol. In February 2021, it was revealed that Bam Margera had been fired from Jackass Forever after apparently breaching his contract by using drugs and alcohol. In response, Margera sued various Jackass personnel, including Johnny Knoxville, for cutting him from the movie. In legal documents obtained by The Blast, he blamed Jackass for his substance misuse problems, claiming that he had never touched drugs prior to starring on the show. Margera also said that he became reliant on medication after he began appearing on the show. According to the legal documents, Margera said that the medication helped him focus and also managed the pain he suffered while performing stunts. In his lawsuit, he also accused his co-stars of hypocrisy, claiming that they suffered from the same issues with drugs and alcohol. The lawsuit was settled privately in 2022. Following the Jackass lawsuit, the film's director, Jeff Tremaine, was granted a 3-year restraining order against Margera in June 2021. The skater was ordered to stay at least 100 yards away from the filmmaker after allegedly threatening to harm him and his family. In a series of text messages obtained by TMZ, Margera threatened to kill Tremaine with one punch. He also accused Tremaine of being money-hungry and claimed that the director was responsible for his mental health issues. According to legal documents obtained by People, Tremaine wrote in the petition, "I am in great fear for my and my family's personal safety." Bam Margera's personal woes continued in the summer of 2021 when his relationship with his second wife, Nicole Boyd, became strained.
And then when it gets really bad, it gets really, really bad.
In a bizarre video posted to his Instagram account, Margera went on an expletive-ridden tirade and proceeded to throw sex toys at his wife. He then blamed the birth of the couple's son, Phoenix, for their supposedly lackluster sex life. Asking his followers whether they had ever had sex with a woman, he exclaimed in the video, "Well, if you have, type me and tell me all about it, because I forget, cause she's so attached at the hip to Phoenix that I become a two-pump chump." In the same video, Boyd responded that the couple's sexual inactivity was due to Margera's poor personal hygiene. Boyd ultimately filed for sole custody of Phoenix and requested that Margera be granted visitation rights under supervision. In February 2023, she filed for a separation from her ex. In the filing, Boyd cited an incident in which an apparently inebriated Margera behaved inappropriately towards his son during a visit. In a statement to People, Boyd's attorney blamed the separation on Margera's ongoing issues with alcohol and drugs. In a since-deleted Instagram post, Margera claimed that Boyd and her legal team were spreading falsehoods about him. He said in the post, "I have in fact been supporting my son. No one knows my side of the story, which makes me sad, but hopefully one day they will." 2023 got off to an unfortunate start for Bam Margera. In March, he was arrested for domestic violence after allegedly kicking his girlfriend. However, the charges were dismissed due to lack of evidence. In April, he was involved in yet another domestic altercation, this time with his brother, musician Jess Margera. According to Fox News, Bam allegedly punched Jess in the face and fled the scene, having escaped to the woods before the cops arrived. Pennsylvania police charged Bam with assault, harassment, and terroristic threat before launching a search party to find the Jackass star. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ, the incident began when Bam turned up unannounced at his brother's home. He then proceeded to urinate in the kitchen sink before reportedly striking his brother in the head multiple times. Following the alleged assault, Bam apparently told Jess that he would kill him. He also reportedly left his brother a note which read, "If you even think of calling the police on me, I will officially you up." After days on the run, Bam eventually turned himself into the police. He entered a plea of not guilty and was released on $50,000 bail. His release was made on the condition that he stayed away from his brother and did not leave Pennsylvania without permission from authorities. Margera denied attacking his brother, but claimed that he lost his temper because Jess supposedly threatened to have him committed to a mental health facility against his will. The bad blood between the Margera brothers continued into April 2023 when Bam declared that he would be suing Jess for defamation. According to Bam, he was suing his brother because Jess accused him of using meth. He also vowed to stop drinking for good. Meanwhile, Jess claimed that his brother's alleged assault had led to possible hearing loss. He wrote in a tweet, "I might have permanent hearing damage from Bam's desperate lame-ass little attack while I was making coffee. If that's the case, all of my band's upcoming touring income he will be sued for, and I will win. I'm not a fun enemy to have." He added that if he were to win the lawsuit, all proceeds would go to mental health charities. On his private Instagram account, Jess also claimed that his brother was near death, writing, "I hope none of you have to hurt as much as me right now. He is dying and there is nothing I can do about it." However, Bam's attorney, Michael Vanderveen, has insisted that this is not true. Vanderveen told the Los Angeles Times that his client is healthy and looking forward to presenting his case in court. On Twitter, Jess stuck by his assertion that Bam is dying and dismissed Vanderveen's response as callous. He wrote on the social media site, "This lawyer met Bam for the first time ever a few days ago. How does he sleep at night?" The animosity between Bam Margera and Nicole Boyd deepened in May 2023. The couple famously wed in Iceland a decade earlier. Or so we thought. Now the skater has claimed that the two were never married. In legal documents obtained by People, Margera alleged his marriage to Boyd is not recognized in the US and thus illegal. Describing their relationship as volatile from the outset, he explained that they would frequently take breaks from one another.
"I don't want to see you, talk to you, or anything you. I want you to leave me alone.
During those separation periods, Margera said that he would remain at his home in Pennsylvania while Boyd stayed with her parents in California. He also claimed that Boyd chose to stay in California because the state supposedly punished fathers in custody disputes. Margera stated in the legal documents, "To my knowledge, Boyd has never legally changed her name in any state to Nicole Margera. Every driver's license or other form of identification I have seen Boyd possess bears the name Nicole Boyd." He added that Boyd was fully aware that the two were never legally married and claimed that their wedding in Iceland was a fake ceremony. However, Boyd's attorney, David Glass, told Page Six that Boyd was entitled to spousal and child support, seeing as she legitimately believed their marriage was legal. Glass told the outlet, "It was not until just recently that Nicole had ever heard Bam's claim that they were never married. She was told that the wedding would occur in Iceland and that it was all taken care of." If you or anyone you know needs help with addiction issues, help is available. Visit the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration website or contact SAMHSA's National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP 4357.